Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Titan Sports. I'm Tyra Majors and alongside me is Christian Vigil. And we're here to give you the latest on any and everything Titan athletics.
In a shocking turn of events, Cal State Fullerton and former women's basketball coach Darren Park have mutually agreed to part ways. This came after a series of allegations concerning misconduct were made against Park. 8 former players spoke with the Daily Titan, claiming that he was verbally abusive and threatened to take away their scholarships. Park had 1 year remaining on his contract and finished with a 32-89 record over 4 seasons. Although the previous 4 years have been a struggle for the program, Park did lead the team to their 4th appearance in the semifinals of the Big West Conference tournament in the program's history. As of right now, the search for a new head coach continues. But on a lighter note, although men's basketball was unable to capture the Big West tournament title, the Titans' season is not over. For the first time in school history, Cal State Fullerton will host postseason men's basketball. The Titans competed in the Riley Wallace Classic against Weber State at Titan Gym. I just happened to be there for the game, and here's what happened.
Despite the loss to the Aggies at UC Davis in the semifinals of the Big West Tournament, the Titans' season doesn't end there as they've accepted a bid from the CIT. Kyle Allman Jr. gets into the teeth of the defense. There's the deuce there. A couple possessions later, may I have this dance? That's his shot from the mid-range. He was on an absolute tear in the first half with 10 points, but Weber State's offense kept them in it. Jeremy Sanglin gives the Wildcats a 2-point lead at the half. Go to the second. Jarek Harden gives them 6 quick points to start. Titans were down as many as 13 early in the second, but they fought back, which seems like the identity of this squad all season, to come back from double-digit deficits. So, tied at 55, Khalil Ahmad uses the screen, pulls up, knocks down the 3, breaks the tie. How about a defensive highlight, courtesy of Hakeem Robertson? Not in my house. The defensive juggernaut in the final 10 minutes protecting the paint. We may have done the top play segment a bit too early. Kyle Allman Jr. is going to draw the defense, passes out to Khalil Ahmad. Beautiful execution for the one-headed jam. The crowd went insane, but Zach Branston spoils the mood. Makes it a 4-point deficit for the Titans. Reinhard Leslie says, "Don't leave me wide open." Knocks down a 3, cuts it to 2. But Braxton going to work in the post, off glass. We have a shootout at Titan Gym, but time not on Fullerton's side, so Trey Goggins says to heck with it. Knocks down a heavily contested 3. So down by 4 again. Who do you give the ball to? Goggins again? Doesn't fall, and that's the game. Heartbreaking way to end the season by a final score of 80-76. Here's head coach Dedrick Taylor on the significance of this game towards his players.
I thought we let Weber State get themselves into their pace and their rhythm and their groove offensively. They averaged 80 points, and they got to 80 points tonight. Sad, somber. There were obviously tears shed by a couple of seniors, and that's to be expected. And I thank the seniors, and I encouraged our young guys to understand as best as they could what those seniors are going through. This is the last time that they'll put on a collegiate uniform.
A heartbreaking way to end the season for Fullerton, with the opposing team celebrating on their home floor, but a great season nonetheless, as expectations were surpassed for this program, with seniors such as Trey Coggins and Reinhard Leslie putting on that Titan uniform for the final time. It is up to players such as Jackson Rowe, Khalil Ahmad, and Kyle Allman Jr. to help continue the winning culture that has been established this year for this program, in one day hopes of bringing a Big West title and making an appearance in the NCAA tournament. Now, the offseason for Fullerton has begun. Until then, reporting from Titan Gym, I'm Christian Vigil with Titan Sports.
After a historic run, the women's tennis team suffered their first loss against arch-rival Long Beach State. The Titans fell to the Niners 4-3, giving them an 11-1 overall record. Long Beach State has beaten Fullerton 23 consecutive times, dating back to 2000.
Titan baseball has been known to struggle with converting hits into runs, but that wasn't the case when they traveled to Arizona State, scoring 23 runs in 2 games played against the Sun Devils. Then they followed that up with a 3-game series against Gonzaga, in which they won the final 2 games after dropping one on Friday in a defensive duel that saw both pitchers throwing for a complete game. Titans continued to carry the momentum against San Jose State, and Arizona picking up quality wins through their pitching. holding both teams to a combined 1 run. After this series against New Mexico, the Titans are back on the road for another 2 weeks before they come back here at Goodwin Field.
Last season, the Titans softball team had a record of 18-8 through 26 games. This year, their record is 13-13 in their first 26 games and have struggled offensively when they needed to generate runs. The Titans did have a 3-2 record at the Long Beach State Fullerton tournament with wins over San Diego State, Longwood, and Boston University. Pitcher Kelsley Kessler got the win again for Cal State Fullerton as she held Boston University to 1 run on 3 hits and 5 strikeouts in 6 innings of work. Titans have 2 series remaining before conference play begins in April.
It's that time of the show where we send it off to our basketball analysts at the Roundtable Discussion with Tyra Majors. Tyra?
Thanks, Christian, and welcome to this week's Roundtable Discussion. I'm Tyra Majors, and with me are Titan Sports basketball analysts Ross Madison, Nathan McHugh, and Jason Gareline. So guys, we know that the Fullerton men's team suffered a controversial loss during the Big West tournament against UC Davis. What do you think went wrong?
I thought the offensive scoring drought that they had in the first half really hurt them. They were up 7-0 early, then they had an 8-point lead a little bit later, but only scored 11 more points after the 7-0 lead, and were trailing at halftime by 6, and that was a key point in the game.
Definitely. And Jason?
I think it's the lack of Jackson Rowe. I mean, the other bigs in the team try to step up, but when they got in foul trouble, it forced Taylor to have to use a 5-guard lineup that didn't necessarily work too well.
Okay. And Ross?
I think the rebounding was a huge issue. Chima Moneki, a double-double, 18 rebounds. And yeah, they just didn't box out, didn't execute the fundamentals.
Of course. And the season's over. Many key players are graduating this semester. Who do you think needs to step up and be the guy for the team next season?
I'd say Austin Owisika. Was a freshman this year, so he'll be a sophomore next year. He's been the 5th guard in the rotation behind Leinhart Leslie, Trey Coggins, Khalil Ahmad, and Kyle Allman Jr. And with Coggins and Leslie graduating this year, he'll be the number 3 guard. So I expect him to have a really good season and average double-digit points, somewhere from between 12 and 14 points.
Okay, Austin. And what about Jason?
I think Kyle Allman Jr., he likes to talk the talk, he likes to walk the walk. This guy loves his highlights, loves getting the praise from everybody, and I think that he'll probably come through next season. They need him to, but I'm excited to see any new highlights he has for us next season.
Okay, and Ross?
I think Jackson Rowe, he's been the biggest surprise this whole season. He's capable of being a double-double machine, so.
Oh, yeah. Well, they all have potential to shine. So always great insight from you 3. Next is the Titan Timeline with Taylor Pasqua.
Thanks, guys. Taylor Pasqua here with another Titan Timeline. The lineup is pretty heavy, so let's get started. First up, baseball. They will play 3 days in a row at Long Beach State on March 24th at 6 p.m., March 25th at 2 p.m., and March 26th at 1 p.m. They will then have a 1-day break and play again Tuesday, March 28th at UCLA at 6 p.m. Then they're off to UC Riverside, where they will play March 31st at 6 p.m., April 1st at 6 p.m., and April 2nd at 1 p.m. Up next, softball, who is off to Loyola Marymount on March 23rd, where they will play at 1 p.m., and the following day will play a doubleheader at 12 and 2 p.m. They will then have a week break and be back on April 1st, where they will play a doubleheader at UC Riverside at 1 and 3:30 p.m. They will play again on April 2nd at 1 p.m. On to women's tennis. They have a match on March 24th at San Jose State at 12 p.m. They have a week break and then will be back on the Titan Court Thursday, March 30th at 11 a.m. against UC Davis. They will also play at home again on Tuesday, April 4th at 1:30 p.m. against the Azusa Pacific. Last but not least, women's golf will be playing in the Hawkeye El Tigre Invitational all day on April 2nd, 3rd, and 4th in none other than Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. Well, that's going to do it for your Titan Timeline today. I'm Taylor Pasqua. Back to you guys in the studio.
And remember all of our social media outlets. You can catch our entire video highlight library on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/TitanSportsRecap. Follow us on Twitter. Our handle is CSUF Titan Sports. Be sure to check out our game highlights and our poll questions to give us your opinions. Find us on Facebook for updates on all Fullerton athletics. Check us out on Instagram and Snapchat for behind-the-scenes photos and videos. Follow us at CSUF Titan Sports.
Well, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Titan Sports. Until next time, I'm Christian Vigil.
And I'm Tyra Majors.
And remember to keep those tusks up, and we'll see you guys next time.